Recently, there have been many reports of chaos in Zhongnanhai. Since late July, rumors about Chinese President Xi Jinping have swirled, including that he has had a stroke, that he's too sick to make decisions, that he's losing power due to a military coup, and that he has even died. These rumors have been prevalent on overseas Chinese websites. These rumors are partly due to the perception that Xi Jinping almost disappeared between July and mid-August of this year. There were very few videos of him attending events in the Chinese media, but in late August he began to expose many retaliatory incidents. This instability reflects that the current political situation of the CCP has entered a considerably unstable state. Yuan Hongbing, a former law professor at Peking University in China, visited Australia in 2004 and was granted political asylum. He is believed to be in contact with some of the second generation of the Chinese Communist Party. According to a voice record from a conscientious person in the CCP system, after the third plenary session of the 20th CCP Central Committee, the Central Commission for Discipline Inspection and the National Supervisory Commission issued a report on the latest developments in corruption. The report was distributed to organizations at all levels. The report pointed out that some people use the popular poker game Big Guangdong to collude with officials and businessmen, forming a new form of corruption involving power and money transactions. Some cadres even use the poker game as a disguise to form political gangs. These gangs unscrupulously criticize the central leadership, which has constituted a political security risk that must be highly vigilant. Therefore, we can see from this notice that the CCP officials are now generally lying flat. They secretly form a political gang through the Big Guangdong poker game. The gang is a quasi-group organization, and they are always watching for the opportunity when Xi Jinping may collapse. Professor Yuan said that the CCP princelings seek evidence against two of Xi Jinping's closest senior officials. One of these senior officials is Cai Qi, secretary of the CPC Central Committee Secretariat, and the other is Li Shi, secretary of the CPC Central Commission for Discipline Inspection. The evidence the princelings have found is that these two senior officials are related to the overthrown Gang of Four, which is considered to be a criminal group that the CCP has identified as launching the Cultural Revolution. The source of this news is the CCP princeling family. In the current sensitive public opinion period, the princeling family has directed its political attacks on Xi Jinping's right-hand men, Cai Qi and Li Shi. Suppose these two of Xi Jinping's confidants once participated in the activities of the rebels during the Cultural Revolution. In that case, it would put Xi Jinping's dictatorship into a great crisis. Speculation of the attack on two of Xi Jinping's closest aides was widespread. It was fueled by a popular gathering of officials to play the poker game Big Guangdong. The Guangdong card game has attracted hundreds of millions of fans in China. As a result, the Beijing Youth Daily, one of the mouthpieces of the Beijing Municipal Party Committee, published many heavyweight commentaries for 3 consecutive days from August 5th to 7th this year, bombarding the game of the Guangdong card game. Beijing is the territory of Cai Qi, a close associate of Xi Jinping. People in the CCP system also reported that Xi Jinping will continue to praise Deng Xiaoping's reform and opening up policy. He wants to use this praise to counter the attacks by the CCP princelings on his cronies, Cai Qi and Li Shi. Professor Yuan's statement has been confirmed. Currently, Xi Jinping vigorously praises former party leader Deng Xiaoping. Chinese official media reported that Chinese President Xi Jinping lauded the outstanding contributions of late leader Deng Xiaoping and urged advancing socialism with Chinese characteristics initiated by Deng as the country marked Deng's 120th birth anniversary in Beijing. Addressing a symposium held to mark the anniversary, Xi, also General Secretary of the Communist Party of China Central Committee and Chairman of the Central Military Commission, said the country must continue to study and apply Deng Xiaoping's theory thoroughly. Deng was the core of the second generation of the party's central collective leadership, the chief architect of China's socialist reform, opening up, and modernization, and the trailblazer of socialism with Chinese characteristics, Xi said, adding that Deng was also a great internationalist who made significant contributions to world peace and development. Originally, Xi Jinping firmly denied Deng Xiaoping's line. The so-called deepening of reform and opening up is also Xi's attempt to regain the discourse power of reform and opening up and to deny Deng Xiaoping's line through the new discourse power. So why did he suddenly take the opportunity to commemorate Deng Xiaoping's birthday and express his admiration for Deng Xiaoping? This is because the CCP princelings launched an extremely sharp political challenge to verify that Tsai Chi and Li Xi may have participated in rebel activities during the Cultural Revolution. We have observed that Xi Jinping's biggest domestic concern is that a group of senior officials Xi personally promoted betrayed him. This has dealt an unprecedented blow to Xi. For example, Qin Gang, the youngest party and state leader personally promoted by Xi, was dismissed just 7 months after taking office as foreign minister. Let's take a look at the report from July 2023. Reporter asked when Foreign Minister Qin Gang was expected to show up. The spokesman for the Foreign Ministry was silent for 16 seconds. Good afternoon and welcome to the press conference of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Thank you. Question from AFP. Regarding Foreign Minister Qin Gang's recent absence from official duties, is this due entirely to health reasons, and are there any updates on when he is expected to return? Thank you.
I have already covered the situation earlier. Next question. Today, the outside world has no idea whether Qin Gang is dead or alive. On August 10th this year, Gao Jikai, who once served as Deng Xiaoping's translator, was interviewed by a host from Al Jazeera. The information he revealed was bizarre. The host asked why China's former foreign minister Qin Gang disappeared.
He is involved in corruption.
Where is he?
And he is dealt with very swiftly.
Where is he, Victor?
Regardless of
He's your good friend, you don't know where he is.
Gao said Qin Gang lost his job due to corruption. When asked where is Qin Gang, Gao said he was dealt with quickly. The host asked, where did Qin Gang go? He was your good friend and you don't even know where he went? Gao said, you will never know. He is somewhere in China and you will never see him. There were rumors that Qin Gang had passed away before. Did Gao's statement verify this?
No,
exactly.
But at least
where
Qin Gang lost his job
Victor, where is he?
of his corruption.
Last question.
That's the point.
Where is he?
He's somewhere in China. You will never see him.
For example, 2 former members of the Central Military Commission, state councillors, and defense ministers who were personally promoted and appointed by Xi have been expelled from the party and transferred to judicial authorities for investigation. Judging from reports by the CCP's party media, the core problem of these 2 people is not corruption but political disloyalty. To put it bluntly, they have betrayed Xi politically. In addition, the Rocket Force Commander, Deputy Commander, Chief of Staff, Equipment Minister, and other senior officials personally promoted and appointed by Xi were taken down. Xi established the Rocket Force after the military reform in 2015 to deter the US from attacking Taiwan. The senior officials of this ace army all betrayed Xi. In addition, the Strategic Support Force, a new military branch established by Xi after the military reform in 2015, was abolished. The key reason should also be that its commander, deputy commander, and other military and political senior officials were disloyal to Xi. The betrayal of Xi by a group of senior party, government, and military officials personally promoted and appointed by Xi is a blow to Xi's physical and political authority.
当这个国防部长的时候，习近平曾经找他谈话，曾经向他说过一个自己的大的战略。 用最简单的话讲呢，习近平的这个大战略呢
Xi told him his grand strategy. It can be said to be heartfelt. The first step is to settle the Taiwan issue once and for all by August 1st, 2027. August 1st is PLA Day, also known as Army Day. It's celebrated annually and commemorates the founding of the PLA. Next is to push back the power of the US to the depths of the Pacific Ocean.
中共建政100周年之际，也就是
The second grand strategy, which is to be achieved on the occasion of the centenary of the founding of the CCP, that is, in the year 2049, when Xi Jinping will already be in his 90s, is to take back the territories occupied by Russia. Then, Russian power should be pushed back as far as possible to the west of the Ural Mountains so that Russia becomes a mere European country again. The Ural Mountains are the dividing line between Europe and Asia.
魏凤和听完这个话以后呢，对这个习近平的大战略的真实想法。
What did Defense Minister Wei Fenghe think after hearing this? At that time, Wei Fenghe had business dealings with then Vice Foreign Minister Qin Gang. The two of them, including the later Defense Minister Li Shangfu, soon formed a so-called gang in the CCP. In their private conversation, Wei Fenghe told Qin Gang about Xi Jinping's two grand strategies. Wei believed that Xi Jinping was arrogant, did not understand international politics, and did not know what kind of power he had, so he expressed great concern about Xi Jinping's grand strategies. In that case, how did this matter come to light? When Qin Gang found out that Wang Yi, one of the leaders of the Chinese Communist Party, wanted to purge him, he rushed to express his loyalty to Xi Jinping. He wrote a report on all the remarks made by Defense Minister Wei Fenghe and Li Shangfu about Xi Jinping and gave it to Xi's wife Peng Liyuan. This is how the incident was exposed. So, from this incident, we can see that in the Chinese Communist Army, all officers who have received some formal or advanced military training and military education and have relatively high military literacy, such as officers of the Rocket Force and officers of the Strategic Rescue Force, all disagree with Xi Jinping's ridiculous so-called grand strategy. This is Xi Jinping's proper position in the military. Xi's greatest fear is mutiny. Therefore, the new defense minister Deng Xiaoping has become the lowest-ranking defense minister in the 75 years since the founding of the CCP. Why is this so? Because Xi is not confident in him and is still suspicious of him. Xi is still worried that the new defense minister is also a two-faced person who may be loyal to him in front of him but betray him behind his back. At the same time, Xi has frequently relocated senior military officers. The recent personnel changes in the Chinese military are particularly evident in the changes in the commanders of the three major theater commands. After the military reform of 2015, Xi changed the original 7 military regions into 5 major theater commands. The 5 major theater commands are Eastern Theater Command, Southern Theater Command, Western Theater Command, Northern Theater Command, and Central Theater Command. Since establishing the 5 theater commands in 2016, the commander of the Central Theater Command has changed the most frequently, with 6 commanders in 9 years. The fundamental reason for Xi's frequent transfer of senior generals is that Xi is too suspicious and does not trust anyone. Third, Xi has recently investigated and prosecuted nearly 200 senior generals. These generals have become Xi's enemies, and their families, children, and trusted aides promoted in the military have also become Xi's potential enemies. Xi had to take strict precautions against possible mutiny. Xi is now caught in a vicious cycle. To make senior generals loyal to him, Xi has to carry out purges in the military continuously. The more senior generals Xi investigates and prosecutes, the more enemies Xi makes in the military. The more enemies Xi makes in the military, the more insecure Xi feels, and he has to continue to carry out purges in the military. The internal and external troubles currently faced by the CCP are the total outbreak of all problems accumulated during the Mao Zedong era, the Deng Xiaoping era, the Jiang Zemin era, and the 12 years Xi has been in power. Xi has been burdened with 4 mountains that have made it impossible for him to find a way out. After the June 4th Tiananmen Square incident in 1989, Deng Xiaoping personally ended the CCP's political system reform. In the 12 years since Xi came to power, he has regressed politically to the Cultural Revolution, moving from centralized power to totalitarianism. Xi has been enclosed in an information cocoon of his own construction, unable to hear the actual information. Xi's decisions are based on inaccurate information, and the result will likely be repeated mistakes with every step being wrong. Xi demands that senior military officers be loyal to him every day. However, senior CCP officers will think, "Why should I be faithful to you?" Mutiny is still Xi's biggest concern. There is a big problem in the Chinese Communist Party's military. Not only Wei Fenghe and Li Shangfu, but also the commanders of significant war zones are being transferred. There is indeed something very strange behind this. The centralized system has its advantages, but it also has its weaknesses. Its biggest weakness is that there is a central hub. Once the hub has problems, the whole situation will have problems. Now, it feels like the central hub of the Chinese Communist Party has problems. It's impossible to avoid this problem in modern authoritarianism.
边靠着好吧，别接着往这往边上靠一点，朝边上靠一点。 叫同志。
嘛，保定谁？